そんな体で俺はこんな奴に負けたのか。
I don't feel that way. I ain't driving around.
Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt is a series that I believe all the fans of 0079 would just have a complete mechagasm over. This series is just so good, and every single episode that has been released up to this point, including episode 4, has been a very enjoyable experience. And let me tell you something about episode 4, guys. This episode was the best by far. Currently, I have not heard an official source say that this series will indeed be receiving a second season, which it most definitely does deserve to be getting a second season because it's just so goddamn good. It really does make sense that this series will be receiving a second season due to how well received it really is. It's so good that I am even willing to say without any doubt within myself that the older generation Gundam fans really do appreciate Gundam Thunderbolt due to how gritty the series really is and how much nostalgia it brings to the table. But anyways, let's actually move on to episode 4. Now, when I said this episode was the best, I wasn't fucking lying. This was honestly really good for what they had to work with the time limit and all. I mean, this is possibly one of the best Gundam episodes I've ever seen by far, and they made real good use of their time here. I mean, they had like less than 20 minutes to make this episode, and they gave us a fucking show, guys. The very first indicator that was going to pretty much tell me this episode is going to be hella good was, of course, the fight between Io Fleming and Daryl Lawrence. The fight first starts off with Daryl and Io going at it like they always do, with Daryl saying things like, "I'll get you, Gundam," and Io being like, "I'll kill you, I can never kill you, oh my god," and well, you know, yeah, they just beat each other up. But what I really loved, especially in this fight, was the sound effects. I'm not sure if anyone really cares about that kind of stuff, but especially in this episode, the sound effects shined. I mean, I really did enjoy hearing the rockets and machine gun sound effects from Daryl's Psycho Reuse piece Zaku 2. It was fantastic. And even the animation from the full armor Gundam's beam rifle and backpack gear was just so cool to see as well. I mean, it was really wonderful to see all this cool stuff happening all in just one episode from this series. And we even get to see the full armor Gundam purge its armor, and that was just the moment I was like, fuck yeah, dude, it purged its armor, let's freaking go. During their fight at the beginning, you can see Daryl sort of get a little high off of the Psycho Reuse P system that Carlo installed for him in exchange for losing his limbs, and he felt just so good. Like, he was looking like he was losing it quite a bit there. He then eventually starts to daydream a bit, and he's not himself, and he has a lot of memories of Carla on the beach with him and her just having a little romance time there, and it's very clear that he just loves Carla. He really does, man. He eventually snaps out of it by, well, a random thunderbolt that shot all the way to his location from a distance, and it snapped him back into reality, and he sees Io Fleming approaching to him, and he shoots a rocket at the Gundam's head, blows it off, and is able to allow Daryl to survive, and Io just simply manages to only stab the Zaku's head, and pretty much the fight ends in a stalemate. I am actually okay with this because I do respect both characters, and with me actually liking Daryl more over than Io, I'm slightly pleased by this, but still, I'm okay with this. I really am. It doesn't really make a difference if Io won or Daryl won. If they're both alive, I really don't mind, to be honest. It's okay. Probably the most enjoyable thing in this whole scene was the fact that Daryl gets saved by a Thunderbolt, and even in the past, Io Fleming gets saved by a Thunderbolt, and I thought it was pretty hilarious that it kind of lives up to the name itself, Gundam Thunderbolt. Unfortunately though, Io wasn't exactly pleased by the outcome of this fight. As you can tell, he is just more than ever salty as fuck that he's lost to Daryl, and what makes this even worse and adds salt to the injury is the fact that you can actually see Io see Daryl, and he realizes that this whole time he's been fighting a guy with no arms or legs. And even during their fight back at the location, he says, "Why can't I beat you?" He really is down in the dumps with this fight, dude. And then he's eventually tortured by the Zeons, and of course Daryl is right in front of him. In this scene, we actually get to learn a little fun fact about Io Fleming. He is indeed the son of Side 4's mayor, and And even the episode itself ends in a really awesome camera angle facing a ball coup. In regards to the other characters in this episode, i.e. Carla and Cornelius, they were pretty much both losing their shit essentially. Cornelius even went as far as to do some sort of peace offering to the Zeon soldiers because he was just sick of fighting. He was tired of seeing his loved ones die around him, and I was pretty sure Carla felt the same, but she was kind of hesitant because everyone around her was pretty much in a very unstable emotional state. I mean, even the Zeon soldiers were tired of it and they were willing to blow themselves up to just end all the suffering that they've been facing. Overall, this episode was fantastic. It included a lot of action and even showed a lot of the true sides of war itself. Gundam Thunderbolt deserves a second season, and I really do hope they do plan on releasing one. I believe they haven't actually finished animating all of the novels for Gundam Thunderbolt, and with the addition of this series being very well received, it really does seem likely that there will indeed be a second season, like I said before. What I really admire about Gundam Thunderbolt as a series is the fact that it doesn't need to rely solely on hype itself. It actually has a lot going for it. It has wonderful jazz music, amazing mech design, lovable characters with a very admirable past, and my favorite, it being incredibly gritty. This series is definitely worth the share if you have friends that enjoy Gundam but haven't really seen Thunderbolt yet. So anyways, that's it for this episode review, guys. Let me know how you thought about Gundam Thunderbolt down below in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.